Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AI Mondays with your host, Ray Fernando, and we have Ronald Manek as well. And today we're going to be going over the AI news for the week. It's currently 4/22/24. That's right. It's a palindrome, 4/22/24. And we're going to talk about a bunch of things going on today, stuff dealing with Llama, OpenAI, and some other really cool stuff that we've seen around the internet. A little bit about us is my name is Ray Fernando, and I used to work at Apple for 12 years, and I went from working at the Genius Bar to being, behind the scenes at a lot of places at Apple, and then being behind the scenes, for the big Apple Watch release and present, doing all this cool stuff in the software. And I found my partner here, Ronald. I'll let you introduce yourself a little bit and tell the
Yeah,
audience about
thank you, Ray.
what you do. Yeah.
So my name is Ronald, and I'm the developer of Pico. Pico is a suite of open source tools for Mac and iPhone developers to connect to AI, run AI locally for privacy reasons, but also create like proxy servers for OpenAI servers and all these kind of things. So a whole suite of tools, mostly open source. And the Twitter handle is PicoGPT, if you're interested in that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we got a bunch of stuff going on today, and I thought we would kind of jump right into it on our what we call like the rapid fire. And today's first thing that Ronald's going to let us know about is a couple of things that he's seen in the headlines. And please tell us more about this post from John.
Yeah, this one was interesting. So this is a TL draw. And basically what happens is it's like autocomplete for UX design. So it basically can design all kind of user interfaces for you with just a few words, which is insane. Really cool how they did that. So, can't wait to see what they'll build next. And also, can't wait to see how other like editors will pick this up by Xcode, VS Code, all these others. So the second thing that came across is Llama, and we're going to talk about that in more detail later. But what really caught my eye was the insane speed of Llama on Grok. Grok, if you're not familiar, is a startup run by ex-Googlers that have their own hardware. So they build basically their own AI chip. And they have a hosting service where they host different kind of open source models. And the speed that you can see. So this is two 70B models. One is Llama 3 on Grok. The other one is GPT-4 on JetGPT. It blows JetGPT away in terms of speed. And in terms of quality, it's not far behind either. But again, we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, the Grok app, I wasn't sure, actually, I DM'd one of the Grok people just before the show if this is the official app, because it seems a little bit not very polished, but the speed is insane. So, for instance, you don't see any streaming, so it just gives you the answer, which in this case is a few seconds. But yeah, I mean, look at that. The speed is insane. It's wow.
That is amazing. Whoa, that's really exciting news because I think it was
Yeah.
I don't know, was it a month or plus ago that they released this, and then it took the internet by storm because it blew people's minds and everyone was just used to this slow
Yep.
speed and
Oh, and just to be clear, so this is Grok with a Q. This is
that's
not
right.
Grok with a K, which is the AI model from Twitter or X. This is a completely different startup, no relationship to Grok with a K.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out because yeah, there are similar sounding type of things, and that's kind of how it ends
Yep.
up. Cool. Yeah, that's interesting. And just so that we know, today is actually Sam Altman's birthday. So he's actually
Happy
turning
birthday,
30.
Sam.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sam. Happy 39th birthday. We're really blessed to have you here presenting these types of technologies and pushing the world forward as you do. And I think it's just amazing that we as engineers are very curious about this new space, and everyone is just kind of really participating. And I feel like Sam, amongst many other people, are part of this like giant wave that we're rolling through. And so that's pretty cool. That's really awesome. Kind of another thing that kind of came to mind. I don't know if you're seeing. I have the new AI pin from Humane, so it's been pretty cool. I've done a couple of live streams and unboxings with it, and then I've gone through kind of using it with the apps and so forth. And what's been kind of trending a little bit on the internet is basically after the fourth day, my mood has basically been that I kind of want to throw this thing out the window, and it's like I'm a very positive, techno optimist, forward type of person, but there are just like a couple of really what I call show-stopping bugs, being like these are so painful that I actually prevents me from wanting to take the device out, and just gives me lots of headaches. And the one that I'm seeing every single day is that I push the device and it doesn't work. That's like a big part of it. The other thing is like when I push the device, like right now, it's like not responding. Um, yeah, it just frequently just fails like this. Hello, are you there? And hello? Like this is a real
Yes, your AI pin is here. How
okay.
can your AI pin assist you today?
Yeah. So it's here. This
That,
time it worked,
that's
but
bad.
it very frequently gets into a state, actually shown in a live stream. It was like my third day where it just wasn't responding, and it wasn't really obvious where the reset button was. So I actually had to um, figure out how to power off the device. And with the help of Sam Sheffer from the Humane team, they were actually watching one of the live streams, and they walked me through on how to actually turn on the device. And there's like a super secret sequence where you kind of put the battery pack on and off 3 to 4 times, and it actually powers the device back on. That's providing you have power to the back of the battery pack. So there's a lot of different things that are going on. I also, I invested my own money into this, and this was not like a review unit. And so I'm very optimistic for a lot of different parts, right? Whenever you put your own money into it, you want it to succeed. And so I've just been kind of keeping a list and tally of issues, and kind of putting it out to the community and other people who may have been experiencing similar things out there to let's start talking about them and see if other people are seeing these issues. And I think it just raises more awareness to the team so that they can focus and fix these types of things. Because I'm a busy person and I want this to be in my life to help improve and take those types of things forward. So yeah, it's just been kind of a little bit of my experience. So yeah, a lot of people have been talking about this, and on this Twitter thread, which I'll actually have linked in the show notes and also available on
Wait.
X.
Did you bookmark your own tweet? Do I see that correctly?
Yeah, I have it for this show, so I can go back to reference it. Yeah, like I do that a lot actually, so that I can, because I always have to scroll back through my own feed and stuff. And so
Gotcha.
yeah, I basically have like the unboxing, and I also have talking about it on live stream here, and as well as like when it stopped working and what we're doing. So yeah, you're more than welcome to kind of take a look at that. So kind of moving on a little bit from that. By the way, if anyone has any comments, this is actually live, so this is not a pre-recorded show, and you can just start typing them in, and we'll be happy to feature your comments on into the show here. So we'll just slide them right in over the top. Maybe we can do like a question and answer segment towards the end for anyone who has any comments or questions, and just type them right in. If you're on X platform, just type them in there. They'll present right up. If just you want to do a little emoji wave or say something, just do that, and we'll definitely show you. I really like to interact with everyone here. So yeah, this is a live show. Ask the questions. All right, so we're moving into the next phase here, and this is an announcement from Meta actually, and announcement obviously not. They don't do stuff on Twitter or X because I guess they say, why would they? It's not in their best interest. But just to give you the heads up, Meta has basically identified 3 partners for this like new initiative for the Meta Horizon OS, and it's Asus and the Republic of Gamers, or ROG, as he says it, Lenovo and Xbox. And so Meta and Horizon Store. The Meta Horizon Store and the App Lab, basically the Meta Quest Store, will be rebranded as the Meta Horizon Store, and the App Lab titles will be featured in like a dedicated session in the App Store. And the other update around here is basically, let's see. Oh, I was trying to get this to scroll a little bit here. Oh, here we go. Cool. And there's like a social layer and mobile app, and basically all the headsets that are running Meta the Horizon OS will share the same social layer, and it allows like users to maintain their accounts and their avatars and friends lists across all the different devices. And the Meta Quest mobile companion app will be renamed to like the Meta Horizon app. And there's like actually a new spatial app framework, which is going to be really interesting. And they're basically, it's going to help mobile developers create mixed reality experiences. I'm thinking about things, in the Vision headset, competition. So this is kind of nice that this is heating up and it's coming from Meta. And the move is basically seen as an emulation of the Android model, where Google's operating system is used by various smartphone manufacturers. So this is just kind of Zuck entering the space with their with what they do and so forth. So I just kind of wanted to bring that into the awareness. And then the last part that kind of came in that we were talking a little bit about, then hinted, is just about Llama 3. And so Llama 3 has officially, not officially, it's now actually made the top 5 in the Arena leaderboard. And so for those not familiar with the Arena leaderboard, it's basically a benchmark platform that evaluates large language models and is actually crowdsourced in a competitive, ELO format. And if you're not familiar with ELO, it basically calculates the relative skill level of these models in a competitive setting. So it's often used in comparing performance in like not only generating large language model types of comparisons, but it's frequently used in chess. So it's like, how do you know where you rank with these types of people? And so they've done similar things, and it's actually crowdsourced. And so the leaderboard there, which we'll also have a link to, this Meta Llama 70B instruct model has actually made it up into the top 5. So that's pretty cool. It's up there with that Bar Gemini Pro, Claude 3 Sonnet, and it's open source. Like you can do all of the things, and that's actually quite exciting and so forth. So yeah. Quite a bit of updates going on so far this week and stuff. And I also wanted to kind of toss it in a little bit over to Ronald, because just give folks a little bit of background. We are both engineers, and we've been working on our own AI projects, and we've been trying to stay up to date in this space. And we're basically using this show as a way to stay up to date with news and share with you our insights that we see and how this can apply to business, how it can apply to our AI apps, and maybe other things that we can kind of adopt into our different platforms. And while we actually connected through a Spaces on X, and Ronald reached out, like, hey, I'd love to meet with you. And I found out at that point in time in December that his app, Pico GPT, has been compromised, or the OpenAI key had been compromised, and led up to losing quite a bit of money. And we have a YouTube video that we'll link in the show notes as well. And I just wanted to have Ronald also share his story and give us an update on how things are going, and how that what has happened since December and so forth, because a lot has transpired since then. And we'd just love to hear more.
Yeah, so a number of things have happened. One thing that my biggest takeaway from that was, in short, I had an app, or I have an app called Pico in the App Store for iOS and Mac. That is there it is, a chat app. It has everything. It has RAG. It has like a lot of like cool things like folders. You can even hide certain conversations. So there's one conversation you can see a lock after the title, and that's locked with your Touch ID or Face ID, for example. There's full text search. There's a lot of these cool things that are missing from most chat applications. So it's kind of a pro version of chats. So what happened is that the API key got stolen. I knew there was a risk always that since I had the API key on iCloud, so the cloud, or Apple's cloud. So every time you made a call, it would download from iCloud and send a call with my key to the OpenAI servers. So the issue was that there were not really good proxy servers, because that's how you secure your key. So have a server in between your app and the OpenAI API. There were no good proxy servers that worked well with iPhone applications or Mac applications. Sure, you had like ones with just like all kind of accounts, but not one that simply checked for your for example, subscription status with Apple, or another way is to check if the call is from a legit iOS or Mac application. So I made this open source tool called. Actually, I changed the name. So this is the old name called Swift OpenAI Proxy. But you can see in the top that it already says like Pico AI Proxy, which is way shorter, because it doesn't only like support OpenAI, it also supports like different kind of things like Claude, Llama, and all kind of different models. So this has been live since I think January. So I'm using it myself. There are a few other apps that are using it. That was pretty well. And the funny part is yesterday I saw another project that also launched a proxy server for iOS and Mac developers. So the same kind of idea. However, what they did, they made a really slick UI, which I really liked. It was really slick. And they're hosting it, and they're charging like $50 per month for it.
Wow.
Now,
Wow.
I know how, I'm happy to share my data because I spent less than $5 for hosting Pico proxy, AI proxy for my app, less than $5. So
Wow.
it's super cheap. And one of the reasons for that it's cheap is that it's pure Swift, server-side Swift, which is really like efficient,
I
way
see.
more efficient than JavaScript or any, excuse me,
Yes.
other like platform.
Yes.
And I was like when I saw that, like, man, maybe I should host it and charge like 50 or 25 or something like that dollars per month,
Yes.
because like their margin must be insane. Yeah.
Yeah, a good example of that is Vercel's. Like they have an open platform with Next.js. So they basically Next.js.org, and so they give everyone the framework for free, and they also have the platform for hosting, and they create a really what I call like a first-class platform experience. So you don't have to mess around with AWS keys or Google whatever authentication. You just connect your GitHub repo, and then as soon as you branch, it creates a new deployment on that automatically. There's no configuration of files and stuff. It's a really nice experience that they provide as far as the platform. And if you were to do all this stuff yourself, you can save a lot of money. But I mean, there's a lot that they give you on the
Yeah,
free tier,
yeah. There's a
and then
barrier. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so like, and then it's $20 a month for the pro. So
yeah.
I think you do have something that you can possibly launch, especially since there are a lot of people that are new trying to make AI code. And I imagine with the WWC that's coming up, I think that'll be a really interesting way
Oh,
to
yeah,
start
yeah,
pushing that as well,
yeah,
because it might be a lot
yeah.
more demand. And I can only imagine that Apple's going to lean very hard into this AI trend.
They have to, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But by the way, I do have a one-click install for Pico AI proxy.
Ah,
So on the GitHub page, on the
yes.
bottom, there's a big button for Railway. It only works with Railway. I mean,
Yes.
um, so if you don't like Railway for whatever reason,
Hmm.
this is not for you.
Right.
But yeah, you can just click on it. You have to fill out like your OpenAI key. It will be hosted on your own Railway
Instance, yeah.
uh, excuse me, account. And yeah, it's super easy to launch as well. So you don't have to bother with AWS, because like my first proxy that I built last year,
Hmm.
I built on foolishly on AWS Lambda, and
Hmm.
it was it was so hard to do. I mean, it
Oh,
was so
wow.
frustrating. It was so frustrating. So
Oops.
yeah, I'm really enjoying like Railway. I'm not a full-time backend developer. If you are a full-time backend developer, you're probably thinking like what the hell is he talking about? It's easy. It's AWS. I mean, how hard can it be? Well, that's what I thought too.
No,
But yeah,
yes.
if you're not full-time backend developer, do not use AWS. That's what I learned from last year's try.
It's like you
But yeah,
can, but
Yeah,
I guess you could say it's a very steep learning curve. And if you're up for the challenge, definitely
absolutely.
do it, and you'll learn a lot. And you could also lose some money too. But if you're just a lot of, I think, in my background too, with trying to launch these AI apps, is like I'm trying to go zero to MVP as fast as possible, as many times as possible. And then once I kind of get confirmation that the market is there, do I need to roll my own? Do I need to spend time and cut, some corners? Or is your hosting that you're going to offer me at like $50 a month sufficient enough to just forget about it and, not even think about it and let someone
Right.
else deal with the infrastructure? So that's always the decision uh,
Yeah, the
one should
thing is
probably make.
always like you can like switch out all these components pretty easily. There's not really a
Hmm.
lock-in. I mean,
Right.
it's not even a lock-in for OpenAI, right? I mean, if you would change the model
Right.
from GPT-4 to Llama 3 tomorrow,
Hmm.
I wonder if people will even notice, to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, Pico is just type in Pico space GPT, and you should be able to get this now in the App Store on your Mac, on your phone, and you should be able to just basically download it here and use it just like the
yeah.
way that I'm using it and so forth. So easy to
Yeah, funny
access.
thing.
Yeah.
So this is still the old version. I need to spend some time on the App Store optimization and update the screenshots. These screenshots are actually from the previous version, but still like it has everything, of course, that the current app has. But there's a lot more, including like what you can see, things like charts from in the app, but also you can run code like JavaScript code from within the app, which is pretty neat. So
Oh,
generate
that's pretty
JavaScript
cool.
code, just press play and it works. So you can
That's
see
amazing.
what it does or doesn't do. Yeah. So yeah, that's
That's
lots of cool things. Oh yeah, I actually also wanted to mention I will be presenting at the first AI Tinkerers meetup in Palo Alto on April 30.
ah.
I think it's sold out now, but there is a wait list if you're interested. So there have been like I think it came from Seattle AI Tinkerers. It has been in San Francisco for a while.
Mm.
In my view, this is like the most interesting AI meetup you can go to because it's basically like a lot of demos. I think they have 2 times 10 demos
Wow.
of products, AI products, and AI
Oh, Palo Alto, right?
tinkerers. Yep.
Mm,
Yeah, I'll
okay.
be one of the people who will present. And what I'm going to present is a new version of my Pico MLX server.
Nice.
So you can understand. I mean, everything is Pico. What do I do? Because like, there are small applications. It's all
Yeah.
based in Swift, so it's not like this huge bloat that you have from other platforms. There are really small applications, and Pico MLX server does one thing, and
Mm.
that is it is a wrapper. It's basically to like Olama, if you're familiar with that. So you can run your own server on your own computer. But instead of running Llama CPP, which is Olama based on, you're using MLX, which is Apple's framework for AI models. And it's completely optimized for Apple's silicon, which is interesting. And why would you want to do this? Well, there's 2 reasons you want to do this, I think. One is it provides more privacy because the models are really running on your computer. There's no data going anywhere to the internet. And the second is cost, because if you use GPT, JetGPT, we all know it will cost you $20 a month. You can save that if you run your own server, and with like the latest versions of the models, you can get like a really good quality already with Llama 3. Depending on the memory you have, you can run like a really decent model on your computer for completely free. So there's no reason to do that. And there's multiple chat apps that you can use in combination with Pico MLX server, and one of them is MindMac, for example. Not my app, but a really great app to use for MLX server or any other AI servers. Yeah, but the difference is with Pico MLX server, you use like Apple's MLX server, absolutely the fastest way to run AI models on your computer. if you have a Mac, obviously. Yeah. And what's interesting actually is this probably gives us a little bit of a preview what will be happening at WWDC this year. Apple's big announcements, we hope, for AI. And we've talked about this a few times before, and I think it's worth reiterating again. I think the interesting thing about like Apple Silicon is the memory, the way it uses its memory. The way LLMs work or AI models work is that you have to load the whole model into your memory. And if you have a Windows PC and you want to run a model using your latest NVIDIA graphics card, you'll have to load that whole model in your video RAM, which is usually limited because these cards are not made for AI, they're made for gaming and for graphics. And that means that if you have a Windows computer with an NVIDIA card, you're pretty limited to the smaller models, which are not as good as the bigger models, unfortunately. And if you have a bigger model that will fit in your VRAM, the model will run on your regular RAM and on your CPU, which you don't want to have because that is a lot slower than on your GPU. And the interesting thing that Apple did is that there's only one type of memory in an Apple Silicon computer or Apple Silicon iPhone or iPad, and that is that with one pool of memory, you either are able to run the whole model on your video card or your GPU, or you're not able to run it at all. So there's no there's no slow option. It either runs or it doesn't run. And that's very interesting, I think, because the speed that you can achieve with like Apple Silicon, even though the GPU might be less powerful than like a comparable NVIDIA card, like a high-end NVIDIA card, the speed that you'll get in reality is extremely high. So I could see like me having like my own server in my house, just my own like GPT-4 level server where I just have my own Pico and MLX server, and I'll just have that in the corner, and that's where all my queries from my iPhone and from my iPad and everything will run. That's what I hope to see. And again,
That's
all these
right.
tools are free.
What's
It's
really
open
important
source.
is like what you said, the amount of RAM that you have available on the machine. So if you're going to do any type of machine language model, AI type of hosting or running on your own machine, you want to make sure you have enough RAM. So if you get the highest end configuration, it tends to cost you quite a bit of money, but it sort of future-proofs you. It also means that you can run the higher parameter models, So if you can run, I forgot the calculation. If you have like a 7 billion parameter model, does that mean you need like, 14 gigs of RAM? Is that kind of how that works, right?
Well, it also depends on the bits, the bit size of the.
Oh, right.
So yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So
There's
there's
like
a
a bit
couple
size,
of
like 4-bit,
yeah.
2-bit. Usually, like the higher bit in terms of that just kind of has like how much information's in there versus it being
Yeah, it's like a
compressed
lossless
down.
compression, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
think about
zipping the
like
model, but
wave,
sorry, not lossless is loss.
yeah,
It's lossy.
like a wave
Yeah.
file that's really good audio versus like an MP3 versus like a really horrible
Correct.
MP3 that just kind of you can barely hear,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
bass.
Same
Language
thing
models
here.
kind of
Yeah.
fall into the same camp, yeah. And so the
Yeah.
higher end specs that have more RAM, and so right now you're kind of tapping out on these like Mac Studio Ultras. I think is at 192 gigs, right, or 128? I forget.
Yeah, I think 192 or something.
Yeah,
But yeah,
192.
it's still that would be fine for like today's models, probably also tomorrow's models.
Oh, right.
But yeah, you want to have like probably like 128 at that minimum, if you want to run like the good models on your machine locally. There was like a funny tweet that there's one person, I forgot his name, is Prince something. So he's a Polish developer. Let me see, because it was a funny story. So he is the person, kind of, if you're familiar with the bloke on
Oh,
Hugging
yes.
Face.
That's right.
The bloke used to be, or maybe he's back, I'm not 100% sure, But he used to be the person who basically got all the quantized models, and the first one to get like all the models from like Llama and all the fine tunes based off Llama in a repo, so they could use it on yep, that's with the his guide to the galaxy. So I think he kind of disappeared off the Earth a few
December
months ago.
14th. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happens. But yeah, so for the MLX community, there's has his own version of the blog, and God, I can't find him. I'm pretty sure he's Frontend
Ah,
Sprints.
cool. Yeah,
Um,
hey, Cordell, how's it
so
going? We got some folks joining in and dropping comments
awesome.
on the stream. So yeah, definitely drop the comments. This is a live show, so we're definitely doing some participation, just kind of going over some news and things, and we're sort of geeking out on language models and speculating a little bit right now on like what Apple could be doing in the future and stuff. And I also have John F, who's my brother. Hey, thanks for joining, John. He says, great to finally see you in your live stream. Thank you for giving us an insight on humane AI. So that was really awesome. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot more to go, and I have a bunch of stuff in the show notes about that too. So yeah, thank y'all, and feel free to just drop more comments. This is a community show, so just jump right in. This is your space to kind of talk. As I get some technology together, then I would love to just get like a spaces going where we just have the spaces loaded up and people can just hop on stage and speak. So that's probably coming in the future, the future versions and stuff. So yeah, thank y'all for kind of chiming in there.
That's awesome. I just sent you a text message,
Cool.
Ray,
Yes.
with the Twitter, because this is kind of a funny story. So this is
Oh,
the guy,
yes.
so Polish guy who is basically the bloke for MLX. He's the one who
Oh.
brings all the MLX models to MLX on Hugging Face.
Uh-huh.
But there was an issue. It turned out that one of the models he uploaded this week, I think it was one of the Llama 3 models, didn't work. There was a bug in the model, and that kind of then we learned that he was converting all these models on a MacBook Air, a really low-end MacBook Air with like I think 16 or 20, 32 gigabytes of memory.
No
So he
way.
was like uploading all these models, these huge models and small models, without being able to check the big models if they actually were running or not. So yesterday, I'm not sure if he bought it or a community got together and bought him a computer, but
That's
he bought
amazing.
a top of the line like M3 yesterday. And I had to laugh so hard when I saw that. So finally, he's able to check and double check to test his own models that he's been like creating for the last months, few months.
M3 Max via MLX fine tuning. And so you're saying that, this is the machine configuration he
That's what he
receives.
bought. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
96. I would have gone for 128, but
I
yeah.
mean, if you got whatever funds you get is what you get, right?
Exactly.
Whoa. Oh my gosh, that is an incredible story. I remember seeing this because I saw the machine. I didn't realize what happened beforehand because I made a comment.
Oh
I
yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
yeah,
hyped
yeah.
because it's just getting that machine. I just saw it on my timeline. So, wow. Oh my
That is
gosh.
the story behind it. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is such a cool story. I love that so much. Whoa. And Cordell has a really great question. What LLMs are you enjoying the most for rec/business tasks? Um, right now, actually, Cordell, the one I'm playing around with and sort of falling in love with is actually the Llama 70B model. And to me, it looks a lot like a GPT-4 in some ways not. I'm actually currently spending a lot of time right now trying to develop personas for marketing. And I'm actually exploring right now using Crew AI and some agents so that I can have these agents tap into the Llama 70B model and actually have some pretty good level of context to write different things and come up with different persona ideas. And with marketing, you need a little bit more creativity. You need like a bigger data set that's been trained on a variety of things, and I think this is kind of looking promising. I don't have the final results yet. I originally was just going to turn this into a GPT in the App Store, but I thought, hey, it'd be much more fun if I just make this open source and just show people like, hey, I'm using Crew AI, I'm using the 70B model. This is kind of my setup that I'm using it in locally, and like you can take this and then do whatever you want and run it in your own businesses. So I think that could be helpful for a lot of the community. I also have been learning so much from everyone else's open work that I feel like anything that I'm doing, I'm just gonna just do it, keep it open and so forth. So that's kind of my current take right now. I mean, I guess it's sort of the latest thing, but before that, I was playing with a lot of the Eric Hartman's like unlocked, unjailbroken stuff just for fun. But this has been a little bit more serious for me now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Question.
I'm still basically mostly on GPT-4 mostly. I did like Mixtral, yeah, I'm playing now with Llama 3, which is mind blowing. Mostly because it's free. So
Exactly.
suddenly, like all the things that were like expensive, and only for like if you were allowed, yeah, if you were willing to pay, is now for free, and you can even like run on your computer. That's
Right.
insane.
It's
I
pretty
mean, the
good.
speed
Yeah.
of things happening is mind blowing. Is mind blowing, really.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic for that. I'm also very optimistic in the AI hardware space because I'm just seeing some of these kids start building some of these open, source wearables that are just doing specific audio functions, and they're just focusing on one task. And I think they're going to start knocking it out of the park as these devices as the models start moving closer to the phone. They start running locally. And start doing some really interesting stuff that, they just need like basic transcription. But just think about the extra logic you can enhance just by getting this large pool of information and kind of doing some stuff with it. So let's
Yeah,
see.
I
Can
was
you
just thinking
use?
about I met like these guys from Seattle at the Olama meetup
Mm-hmm.
last week.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that tweet
Cool.
because I thought it was pretty cool. They had a kind of open source version of the Rabbit R1, but with
Mm.
a e-ink
Oh,
screen.
yes. Yeah, while you get that, I'm going to answer Inca's question here. We have no noob questions. Please bring everything you got because we're all trying to learn at the same time. And we are engineers and we have a history of working on different products. I used to work at Apple for 12 years, and Ronald has worked on iOS and a bunch of different platforms as well, not at Apple, but on his own as an independent person. And I am now on my own, also trying to learn AI. And we're doing this show to kind of get everyone involved and share what we know and get the community as well here. And so you can definitely use the ChatGPT or Claude models with Crew AI. That's the beauty of what Crew AI is doing from Joao Moura and his group. And so what you can do is just define the model and just tell it whatever model you want. So it doesn't have to be local. It doesn't have to be anything. You could just say, hey, I'm using GPT-4, give it the AI key and the environment variables, and then you should be able to kind of do that. There are a couple of folks, I'm going to see if I can pull some of that information up because there are some folks who've already open source a lot of these things, and there's a couple of examples on Crew AI's website. I also have an interview with Joao Moura, the founder, which I did a couple months ago in San Francisco, where he talks about, like at a very high level, kind of what Crew AI does and how it can potentially unlock these things in the future. So these are great
Is
questions.
that
Please
video
keep them
online
coming.
already?
Yeah, I did it a month ago, I think. It was on my YouTube
Okay, I
account.
think I
So
missed
yeah,
it. Yeah, yeah.
cool, cool. Yeah, this is a great one. I
Yeah.
think you gave me another Pico GPT thing
Yeah, I just sent you
for the site.
the tweets.
Sweet.
There's actually a photo of the device, the e-ink device, the e-ink version of the Rabbit open source that we were just talking about. The product is called Pamir, Pamir dot AI. Yeah, that is like a video, but there's also if you
Oh.
scroll down, there should be no the other way. Yep,
Oh, the other way. Okay.
further.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here.
yep, there it is. There it is. Yeah. So this is a photo because it looks like it's kind of a
Whoa.
fake thing,
Right?
but this is a photo that
It's
I
not a
took
sticker.
while they were. No, it's not a sticker. No, 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 no.
That's a
The
user
e-ink
interface.
is
That's the
so
e-ink
beautiful.
display. Oh, that's
Yes, it's
such a
like an
nice
8-bit
UI.
user interface on e-ink, which is awesome. And
Wow.
they showed it to me. So the cool thing is these models they run locally. So that's like a difference with Rabbit R1, which I think is exclusively in the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And correct me if I'm wrong. This
Wow.
is all locally, so you have like stable diffusion. You've got I don't know exactly what kind of LM they use, but there's kind of a few things on there, and it
Bro,
works.
wait, hold on.
It's really
That runs locally. You
it
can
runs locally. Yes, yes,
on
yes,
that
yeah.
beautiful Okay, I have lots of
Yes,
questions.
yeah,
Does it have a microphone? How does it
yeah.
pick up? Like, can you type on it? Like, what's the deal?
Oh God, I forgot how they did that.
Oh
There
my God,
is,
that's
I
so
think they
cool.
have a speech on there, and they
Whoa.
have a way of basically like choosing things. So for stable diffusion,
Mm,
they have a few built-in
that is
like
beautiful.
styles you
I
choose
love
from
this.
these. Yeah,
I don't know why, but I'm so in love with this e-ink movement, partially because I've been trying to get away from using my phone a lot, and the e-ink is very direct. It's like, use this, don't use this. You know, like what comes in focus and what doesn't come in focus is super duper helpful. It's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. It's nice.
Cordell
Yeah.
also brings up an interesting question here, and is asking about, well, what's your plan on utilizing AI for monetization purposes currently? So actually, Ronald's app, Pico GPT, which is now live on the App Store, uses AI actually, and it's actually a version that is almost like ChatGPT, but on iOS and macOS platforms, and enables and unlocks a little bit additional features that you normally wouldn't get with ChatGPT. And I think the coolest feature that you announced, I think, is just like locking your chats. So like if your significant other or someone that you don't want, streaming air, continue without, I guess there was an error streaming to X for whatever
Yeah, we
reason.
dropped to 4 viewers. Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. So for the folks who are on here, yeah, for whatever reason, I guess it stopped. There must be a limit or something. But yeah, the monetization plan for there, basically the little lock basically enables you to kind of keep your chat secret, which ChatGPT doesn't currently implement, and he has a bunch of other things as well that he was mentioning. So I think that's what's kind of like the big projects there in mind. Oh wow. So yeah, we're at like 42 minutes. That's amazing. Yeah, we've been kind of on a roll here with our different things that we're talking about. Oh man, it's a bummer that we can't like um, turn the stream back on the on X, because that would be great. We just lost a whole bunch of people.
Oh, okay. So these are the viewers on Twitch that we have right now.
On YouTube and Twitch. So I think YouTube.
YouTube. Okay,
YouTube,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Ah,
cool.
that is a shame. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we could kind of start wrapping things up a little bit. Maybe that's our sign. So now I'm loving this. This is for those folks who want to tune in. This is basically Ray Fernando, and this is Ronald Manek. We have our socials there below at Ray Fernando 1337 and Ronald at Ronald Mannak on on the X, and all. For me, I'm on X, Twitch, and YouTube. You can follow my channel there as well. And we'll be linking the show notes below as well in the description, and we'll also be making a post on X so that you can kind of follow up. But in the future, we're trying to do this every week on Monday, and please participate, join us live, start making some comments and reactions and various things, and we'll feature them, because it's a really nice way for us to connect with you. We're both trying to build, we're trying to be entrepreneurs out here. There's just a lot going on, a lot of news sometimes, and we want to kind of stay up to date with these types of things. So yeah, please let us know, and stay connected with us, and we'll stay connected with you. And hit that little bell icon so you're notified about any new live streams. And any last words that you want to add there, Ronald?
No, looking forward to next week. I mean, this every week there's so much new stuff coming. So I mean, the only thing I can hope is what about GPT-5 next week?
I hope so. There was supposed to be something. Today is Sam Altman's birthday, and there was supposed to be some big announcement, but it doesn't. It doesn't really look like that's
That
the
didn't
case.
happen. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate everyone joining in. This is a great show. Make sure you go download Pico GPT to help support Ronald. And I have some news coming up probably next week. We're going to be open sourcing my app called Truth Torch, and there's a lot going on back there about misinformation and bias. So that'll be my little hook for you guys to kind of stay tuned. And definitely appreciate the comments, and I also appreciate the love here, Lunar, as we're kind of ending our show. So much love. And hopefully we'll see y'all next week. Take it easy, y'all.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.